Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Quarantine Diaries here in Shanghai. Today I wanted to focus on talking about the fact that obviously the situation in regards to the coronavirus has deteriorated outside China. So specifically, for example, in Italy where there's now 16, 17 million people under quarantine. And I wanted to talk about what impact this is having on the quarantine situation in Shanghai and in China, and also for foreigners coming back into China from outside of China, specifically those kind of new high-risk countries. But before we did that, I just wanted to quickly mention two more jovial points. The first one was yesterday I spoke specifically about the fact that it seems a lot of people were panic buying toilet roll and pasta. It doesn't seem like that's got any better. It actually seems like that's got worse, to judge by the pictures that I was seeing on the news. But someone sent me this quite funny photo that I thought I would share with you. Yeah, I don't actually know when that photo was taken. For all I know, it was taken 10 years ago, but that person is a genius and also evil. So an evil genius. The second thing I wanted to talk about was at the beginning you could have seen me like eating quite unhealthily. I was eating a lot of Subways and things like that. But the Chinese delivery system is back on full power, so I was able to order 4 avocados and have them delivered to me within half an hour. So yeah, it's a pretty comfortable quarantine when you can order 4 avocados online and they are delivered to you within half an hour. So yeah, the main thing we want to talk about today was the fact that obviously the situation seems to be deteriorating outside of China, and that's kind of led to two things that I've observed in Shanghai. The first one is if you're coming from outside of China into China, it's definitely getting a little bit harder in regards to they're keeping the planes on the tarmac for a bit longer, so there's delays of kind of people like 10 hours kind of sat in the planes. And I wanted to show you this video which someone took from inside Pudong Airport, which is the main airport in Shanghai. So just take a quick look at this video. Yeah, as you can see, that's obviously a really massive queue. That's kind of where you go through in security. So what's happened is there's for the first time there's actually more cases of people bringing in the coronavirus from outside of China into China, or into Shanghai specifically, then cases are spreading actually within Shanghai, almost from Shanghainese to Shanghainese. So the security's really gone up on people coming in to the country. Specifically in regards to what are high-risk countries, there seems to be quite a lot of rumours around what these high-risk countries are exactly, and it seems to change like most days, but definitely it includes Italy, Iran, Korea and Japan. And if you are coming from those countries as well at the moment, if you come off a plane, so if you come off a plane from Japan, then you get driven in a car and put into isolation for 2 weeks. So that's what's happening at the moment as they look to kind of minimize the impact or the kind of bringing corona in from out of China back into China. And what that has meant is if you're coming from those countries, obviously there has been a thing with the coronavirus where there was a lot of discrimination, specifically against East Asians in Europe and in the West when this kicked off. But actually, so a friend of mine who's from Korea, she lives in Shanghai. She actually came back the same day that I did, so she came back on Wednesday, and she's looking for a new flat. And the lettings agent specifically told her that because she's Korean, they can't help her at the moment look for a flat. So if you want to take a look at this message, this is a message between her and the lettings agent on WeChat, which is obviously the Chinese equivalent of WhatsApp. Yeah, obviously that's horrible, and she's complaining to the embassy, and that's obviously illegal, and it's by no means saying that that's a widespread thing, but it's interesting that there's now almost this discrimination, or at least this is an example of discrimination from coming from the new high-risk countries back into China, and this is a difficulty that she's faced. So that's really what I want to talk about today. The fact that it's deteriorating outside of China and the impact that's having uh, on the Chinese situation, specifically if you're foreigners or even Chinese coming in back into Shanghai from high risk countries or even anywhere abroad. And also, if you're from high risk countries, there's some difficulties as well on the ground. For example, with this lettings agent. So that's what I want to talk about today. And I will see you guys tomorrow.